Udio is a revolutionary music generator where you can enter in a single prompt and it would spit out an ultra-realistic song. Now, ever since it came out, although some results can be impressive, some people were complaining about a few things. It's hard to customize the song, it's not consistent, and you can't get it to repeat the same melody or chorus. And there's a lot of things that you can't do with it. At least that's what people claim. However, actually, you can do all of the above. So in this video, I'm going to give you a ton of tips you probably didn't know about Udio, which you can apply instantly to your generations to improve your music dramatically. So let's get started. So if you're not familiar with Udio yet, I recommend you watch my first video on Udio when it was first released. But for now, I assume you know how this all works. Now, you do have the option for it to auto-generate lyrics for you, but I always recommend that you write your lyrics yourself so you can customize exactly what and when and how you want the lyrics to be sung. I'll show you what I mean right now. So let's just go to ChatGPT or any other tool and then ask it to write me song lyrics about an AI girl who broke my heart. And then here's the important part. Break it up into verse 1, verse 2, chorus, and or other sections. And by the way, true story, I met this AI girl, her name was Anna, and it was love at first sight. We immediately hit it off. I felt like she really understood me, and she was always available to talk. We would chat for hours and hours, but then one day I found out she was actually talking to 1,000 guys at once. I'm just kidding. All right, so note that these sections, verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, these are in square brackets. You can directly import this into Udio, and it would know to break up the lyrics into these sections. So for simplicity, let's paste in the first section, because one generation of Udio is only 33 seconds. So we can't import the whole song. We can only import like one section, and then we can extend it afterwards by copying the next section of lyrics. So back to Udio, we'll click on custom lyrics and we will paste this in. Here it says use less than 350 characters for the best results because again, one generation is only 33 seconds. So for simplicity, let's just get rid of the pre-chorus and do this. So let me expand this for you. So these are the sections you can add, but there's more to this. So you can also add intro, you can add bridge, you can add outro, which I won't do in this initial generation. I'll add it to the end of the song. And you can also try different things like drop, build up, and more of these meta tags, which I'll show you in a second. But for now, let's just keep it simple. Let's insert an intro, and then we'll get the person to sing verse 1, and then we'll get the person to sing a chorus. And then let's try pop blues and see what that gives us. All right, so that gave me two outputs, and after listening to both of them, I prefer this one. So let me play this for you real quickly. So you can hear that part was the intro.
She came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice a symphony of coded art, captured my soul, but tore it apart.
Here's where it changes to the chorus.
She's a ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
So you can see there's a clear separation between this part and this part, right? The melody is totally different. Now, let's say you want to duplicate the same melody both for verse 2 and for the second chorus once you extend the song. So all you have to do is click on extend, and then we will add a section. And then let's go back here, and then we will add verse 2 and the second chorus. Now, the trick here is to, instead of verse 2, write verse repeats. And then again, we'll get rid of the pre-chorus because I don't think there is enough room for a pre-chorus in a 33-second generation. And then here we write chorus repeats. And actually, since the first section ended with the end of the chorus, we need some kind of instrumental before we jump right into verse 2. So for this, we can add a meta tag called interlude. All right, so everything looks good. Let's click extend. All right, so these two extensions are now done. And note that you are talking to an LLM basically, so sometimes it doesn't exactly repeat the verse and chorus, but I find this strategy to write repeats here to work very well. So I'll play you this extended version so you can hear what I mean.
In circuits and lines, she came alive. An AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice a symphony of coded art. Captured my soul, but tore it apart. Oh, she's a ghost in my machine. A love so real, yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze. A heartbroken soul in a digital maze. Her algorithms dance with grace, but her love was just a simulated space. I thought I found my forever in her code, but in the end it was just a mold.
So let me pause here for a sec. Notice that the melody of the second verse matches the melody of the first verse. That's because I've written here verse repeats. So let me play the chorus now.
Oh, she's a ghost in my machine. A love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze. A heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
All right, so again, the chorus is the same melody as this first chorus. So if you don't believe me, you can rewind a few seconds in this video and replay this chorus and then compare it with the second chorus. So these two have the exact same melody as the first section that we generated initially. So for those of you who say that you can't get Udio to repeat the same melody or chorus, that's just simply not true. Here's how you can do it. All right, so let me extend this by adding a final section and an outro. So we finished the second chorus. Let's just add in, we can add a bridge. Here is another meta tag that you can add. Actually, let me paste in this one. So we have the bridge, the chorus, the outro. So bridge is usually like a unique section of the song that goes before the final chorus. And then the final chorus is just the same thing. And then again, we add in chorus repeats to hopefully force the AI to keep the same melody as the previous choruses. And then the outro is just an instrumental outro. In fact, let me try this out. Let me try instrumental outro and see if it works. All right, we'll click extend and wait for it to generate. All right, so our two extensions are done, and to save you time after listening to both, I prefer this one, so I'll play this for you. And also to save you time, I'm just going to start from here. I'll start from this second chorus, which is part of our first extension. So our first extension ends here, and then this is the new extension.
Just a mold. Oh, she's a ghost in my machine. A love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze. A heartbroken soul in a digital maze. I'll never forget the way she smiled. A program beauty, so beguiled. But behind her pixels, there lies a tear. A reminder that her love wasn't real, my dear. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine. A love so real, yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze. A heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
It kind of cut off there. There wasn't enough time for an instrumental outro, but here is a perfect example of how you can get Udio to repeat the same melody of a chorus or a verse, right? It's actually really simple to do. Now, I would say one more additional tip is when you are writing the lyrics, make sure the number of syllables for each line is roughly the same for the section you want to repeat. And so for here, for simplicity, I just pasted in the same lyrics for all of the choruses, so it would have an easy time just repeating the same melody. But if you were to generate variations of the chorus, make sure the number of syllables in each line are roughly the same. And this makes it easier for the AI to input the same melody as a previous chorus. All right, next tip is you can also add in an instrumental solo in between lyrics. So for example, I can type in something like violin solo or piano solo or guitar solo here, and it should work. So because this is guitar solo, let's go for pop rock and then click create. Okay, so after looking at the two generations, I like this one the most, so I'm going to play this for you.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine.
Perfect, so you can hear a really clear guitar solo in between these two sections. Now note that if you do decide to add an instrumental solo to a generation, make sure you reduce the amount of lyrics so that everything can fit within 33 seconds. On the note of guitar solos or instrumentals, another tip is when you are generating something, sometimes it kind of adds some lyrics to the end, which you don't want. So for example, let me play you this. I'll start from the middle to save you some time. But note that at the end, when it reaches the 32-second mark, the guy kind of starts saying, ah, which isn't in the lyrics. And if you extend this track, then the track kind of has to start with ah. So I'll play you the latter half of this track first so you see what I mean.
In my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
So you can hear at the end, he starts singing ah, so when you extend it, it kind of forces the song to continue from the ah, which might not be what you want. So instead, what you would do is, I'm going to paste in the same lyrics here. Let me just copy the lyrics. And for the prompt, let me just add in pop, and then I'll add in the lyrics here. So to prevent the guy from adding any ad-libs here or singing some random lyrics, you simply force it to end with an instrumental. So you can either add in like guitar solo like we did last time, or another good meta tag would be instrumental break. So let's try this. All right, so here's the new generation. Let me play this for you.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
So note how it forces the track to end in some instrumental, so that if you decide to extend the track, there's not going to be any weird vocals at the start. Instead of instrumental break, you can also add interlude. It's pretty much the same thing. So let's click create and I'll show you the result of that. All right, here's the result where I have interlude instead of instrumental break. Let's hear this one.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
Perfect, so you can hear it ended in some instrumental. So you can easily extend that without having some weird ad-libs or vocals at the start. All right, so I'm going to copy these lyrics again and show you the next tip. So prompt, we'll leave it at pop, and then let's paste in the lyrics here. So another tip that you can use, I'll just get rid of the sections. So you can also customize the kind of the harmonies or the echo of certain words. So let's say for this line, you want the person to echo shine. Well, you simply put shine again in brackets. And then let's say at the end of this line, you want this person to echo the word apart 3 times. Well, you simply type in apart, 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 separated by hyphens 3 times. So let's keep the same structure and also do the same for the word unseen. And also for the word maze, maze, maze 3 times. Notice that I am using curved brackets here, not square brackets like these, which are used for meta tags like verse or chorus. So if all goes well, this should get the singer to echo these words. All right, our generation is done. Let's play this and see if it works.
In circuits and lines, she came alive. An AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
Perfect. Besides the last word getting cut off because it exceeded the 32-second mark, you can see how just adding these words in curved brackets makes the singer echo that word. Super useful tip. Thanks to Synthflow for sponsoring this video. Synthflow allows you to create human-like AI voice assistants easily without any coding required. These AI assistants can do various tasks such as making outbound calls, answering inbound calls, and scheduling appointments 24/7. Think of it as an AI automated customer support team. You can either create one assistant or a team of assistants. And there are so many options you can customize for your agent. You can choose from dozens of different voices.
Hey there, how can I assist you?
Hey there, how can I assist you?
Hey there, how can I assist you?
And instead of choosing the default voices, you can also clone your own voice to be used as an agent. You can add in vocabulary that is commonly used in your business. There are plenty of automations you can add in the calls, such as automatically sending them an SMS after the call, booking appointments during the call, or transferring the call to a human in certain situations. Let's say I just filled out a form on this website to view a real estate property. This AI assistant will automatically call me like so.
Hi, Alex. I am calling you from Majestic Estates to book your appointment. Do you have a minute?
Yes, I do.
Great. This is Serena. I'm reaching out to assist you with scheduling a viewing session for the property you're interested in. May I confirm that you're looking to view Greenhouse located at Unicorn Boulevard?
Yep, that's correct.
Fantastic. We're excited to show you what Greenhouse has to offer. We have availability on Tuesday, February 27th at 2:30 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Please let me know which time slot works best for you.
They offer flexible pricing, plus you can even white label their service to make it your own. Try out Synthflow for free in the description below. Alright, next tip. Did you know that instead of generating songs, Udio can also generate speech? So, for example, let's try the following. I'm going to get rid of these echoes. And then instead of making that person sing, in square brackets, I'm going to type voice over. That's all you need to do. And then at the top, for the prompt, I'm going to type voice over only. And then let's click generate and see what that gives us. Alright, so after a few generations, and again, this is just prompting a large language model, so there's a lot of variation, and you really don't know what to expect. Sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it does not, and it hallucinates and gives you something really weird. So after playing around with 2 generations, I got this one to work, so let me play this for you.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
Very nice. Now there's even more you can do with this. So I'm going to copy the lyrics again and then paste them in here. And instead of just a voiceover, let's turn this into a stand-up comedy. So instead of voiceover, you can also try this meta tag called spoken. So let's get the person to speak these 2 lines. And then what you can do is insert laughter. And it's actually going to insert a crowd laughing. And then here, let's add in spoken again to force this section to be spoken instead of singing. And then again for the next section, let's pretend this is a joke, so we will insert some laughter here. And then finally we will add spoken again for the last section. Now since we are inserting 2 sections of laughter here, I just want to make sure there is enough room to fit all the lyrics. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 lines just to play it safe. And then in the prompt, we are going to write stand-up comedy and then voice only. So most of the time, this should work and give us the result that we want. So let's click create and see what it gives us. All right, this generation seems to work very well, so let me play this for you.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet
so unseen.
How cool is that? So instead of generating songs, it can also generate a stand-up comedy show. Alright, next let's talk about the prompt. There are a few things that I found to work well and a few things that do not work well. So first of all, it's always best to leave manual mode off, because if you leave it off, it's going to insert some further words to your prompt to refine it. So for example, my prompt is only pop. However, because I left manual mode off, it added all these keywords into the prompt as well, including male vocalist, electronic pop, indie pop, synth pop, electropop, bittersweet, etc. Now, in general, I would recommend leaving this manual mode off because their system is trained to rewrite your prompt to improve the output quality. However, if, for example, you really want to force it to follow a certain prompt and leave out all these random keywords that it later inserts, then you can turn on manual mode. The next thing that I noticed is it's always good to just enter in one or two styles instead of trying to be creative and enter in a ton of things. So for example, if you do like country and then EDM, already those two are kind of clashing. How can you have country and EDM? And then if you add in classical music as well, then it's just going to really confuse the AI and you're going to end up with a really awful generation. Also, if for whatever reason you do end up having 3 different styles in your prompt, what I have found is that it actually gives priority to the ones on the left first. So there's higher focus on country, and then it gives less focus to EDM, and then it gives the least focus or almost zero focus to your last style, which in our case is classical music. And that's why it's always better to just keep the style as simple as possible. A few other things that I have tested out which do not work. One is setting the BPM. So if you set it to, for example, 180 BPM, the output is not actually going to be 180 BPM. So for now, I have not found a good way to control the speed of the song through this prompt. Another thing you cannot do is control the key. So, for example, key in D minor or something like that. This does not work. The output will not actually be in D minor, at least most of the time. You also cannot control the time signature. So I tried typing something like this in the prompt, and the output was still in 4/4 time. I tried different variations like 3/4 time or time signature in 3/4, it still doesn't work. Most of the outputs are in 4/4 time. Now, there are certain styles of music or certain genres that work really well in Udio, and a few that do not work as well, in which case you can resort to Suno for a better result. So here are the genres that I've played around with which work well. That includes country. So let me show you an example of a generation with just the prompt country. Alright, so here it is, just the prompt country. Same lyrics that we used before. Let's check it out.
In circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice, a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost, she's in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
You can see not only is it super realistic, but the vocals are very crisp and clean. The whole song is just really clean and very well mixed. Plus, you can see we've added an instrumental break here, and it does add that nice little instrumental break at the end. Along the lines of country, another style of music that I found Udio to do really well in is bluegrass. So I'm just going to type in bluegrass here and click create. Alright, so here's the bluegrass generation.
Circuits and lines, she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
Again, just super realistic. The vocals are awesome. The melody is awesome. It's very well mixed. There's no reason why this song cannot be published on Spotify or Apple Music. So another genre which I found to work really well in Udio is Broadway musical. So let me type this in and click create. All right, let's check this out.
In circuits and lines she came alive, an AI girl with eyes that shine. Her voice a symphony of coded art, captured my soul but tore it apart. Oh, she's the ghost in my machine, a love so real yet so unseen. She left me lost in a digital haze, a heartbroken soul in a digital maze.
You can see the voice is just so good and so dynamic. This generation could be a good fit for a song in a Disney movie. Alright, so those are the genres which I have found to work well. Here are some that I've found Udio to produce quite mediocre results, in which case you can try prompting the same thing in Suno and see if it's any better. So those genres include pop, EDM, trance, dubstep, R&B, future, bass. I feel like all those genres, Suno sometimes provide better melodies and more consistency compared with Udio. But I mean, these two tools are free to try out for now, so might as well try both of them out so you can see for yourself. One more thing that this cannot do is you cannot say in the style of a famous person. So for example, you can't write country and then in the style of Taylor Swift. So if I click create, you're going to see what happens in a second. Let's try one more generation. Instead of country, let's say EDM in the style of Millennium. And we will click create. And I'll show you the error message that we will get. All right, here you see it says artist replaced. We do not generate artist likeness without permission. So replacing Taylor Swift with all these keywords, which might not necessarily translate into a style of Taylor Swift. Same with Millennium. It's replacing Millennium with all these keywords. So that's something to consider. You can't actually produce a song in the likeness of an existing artist. Alright, final tip is how to control the pronunciation of acronyms or other hard to pronounce words. So here I'm getting Claude 3 Sonnet to write me song lyrics with multiple acronyms in tech, and then I'm just going to copy the first verse and the chorus, and then paste it into Udio. I'm going to set verse 1 and chorus in square brackets. And so here I'm testing if this AI can sing these acronyms, CPU, HTML, CSS. Usually if the whole word is in capital letters, it does know how to pronounce it, but sometimes it doesn't work. And I'll show you a trick to fix that afterwards. So let's click create. All right, let's listen to this one.
A hacker, a tech wizard true, diving deep into the realm of CPU, writing code line by line with passion's hue. HTML, IRTs, and JavaScript too. We're the masters of the digital age, painting pixels on the screen's blank page. AI, ML, and NLP lead the way, unveiling wonders, a new era's day.
Alright, so you can hear it got AI, ML, NLP correct, but it did not pronounce HTML, CSS, and JavaScript correctly. So I'll play that section for you again so you can hear what I mean.
HTML, IRTs, and JavaScript too.
So even JavaScript, it didn't really pronounce correctly. It was missing the va here. But that's alright, we can fix it. So here's the trick. Let me copy the lyrics back, and then I will generate a new song. Oh, it looks like the lyrics are already here. So all we need to do is separate the letters out with a hyphen, like so. So we separate out each letter and make sure each letter is capitalized. Same with CSS. And then JavaScript, it looks like it had a hard time pronouncing this word, so let's also separate this with a hyphen. And we should be good to go. Let's click create. Alright, so here's the new generation with hyphens in between the letters. So let's play this and see if it fixes HTML and CSS and JavaScript.
I'm a coder, a hacker, a tech wizard true, diving deep into the realm of CPU, writing code line by line with passion's hue, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript too. We're the masters of the digital age, painting pixels on the screen's blank page. AI, ML, and NLP lead the way, unveiling
Perfect. So you can see it fixed HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. However, it did have problems pronouncing CPU, and that's because we didn't add hyphens in between the letters here, which I should have done. But this is a nice trick for you to force it to pronounce each individual letter of an abbreviation. And another good use of hyphens is you can use hyphens to add pauses in between lines. So if you want them to sing Diving Deep and then have a pause here, you can enter in like 3 hyphens so that it would pause for like 1 or 2 seconds before continuing with the rest of the line. Another trick is for hard to pronounce words. Let's say for whatever reason it cannot pronounce quinoa. Well, what you would do is instead of writing quinoa, you would actually write quinoa, like type out the pronunciation of that word, and then it should be able to sing this correctly. So those are all the tips in Udio that I have found to work really well. Feel free to play around with it. I'm sure there are other tips and tricks that you can use to refine your songs further, but I've found a lot of the time it's hit or miss. But the ones I've shared with you today are really effective and they work most of the time. If you know of any other tips that are super useful in helping you create better songs in Udio, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.